Welcome to Vegan Ultra. I'm your inspiration guide, Adam Gallus, on this epic quest for health, hope, and happiness, in which I lose 150 pounds in 12 months on a whole food vegan diet while walking 3,000 miles to prove to myself, my family, and everyone watching on YouTube that we can all become the ultra versions of ourselves if we give it a chance and are powered by plants. This is the weekly weigh-in. So let me share with you specifically the screen here that we need to take a look at how things went on my second week weight training. Remember, last week I started, it was quite an experience. As I mentioned in the training update on Sundays, I'll go through more specifically how it was in week 2. A lot better. Well, let's take a look at the actual results. Let me zoom in here so you can see. So I started at 320 pounds on July 4th, my Independence Day in 2023. Now down. So last week, you can see the water weight from starting weight training, 4 pounds. And my trainer warned me it could take 2 or 3 weeks to drop that. Well, I did it pretty much in 1 week, dropping 3.6 pounds. So back to an 85-pound weight loss. Now, remember, this weight loss journey has not been completely smooth. You can see that on the weekly basis, it was very consistent until here I started eating out more. So that was more oil-rich foods, even though it was still vegan and mostly whole food plant-based. It's still that those extra calories helped to derail me over a period of nearly 2 months. But then highly consistent, boom, 9 pounds in 2 weeks. Then the holidays, of course, a tougher time to lose weight, still managed to lose 3 pounds. And now here back on track, 24% body fat. I started out at 40% and 22% visceral fat. Those are the fat around your organs that will kill you. And now I've cut that in half. Overall lean muscle mass certainly increasing much better, and this is absolutely incredible. Well, according to my scale, now mind you, this is not like lab level accuracy, but 2247 basal metabolic rate, how much I'd burned sleeping all day. And here I am, 85 pounds lighter, 2223, essentially metabolism unchanged. 83% of my weight loss has been fat so far. Blood sugar, this is of course very important. As you can see, I had blood sugar basically starting out at 144 down to 89. And in fact, even when I am eating, my blood sugar is between 98 and 120, not an hour after I eat, but actually while I am eating. And of course, this blood sugar includes 24 pounds of fruit. I'll be talking about in a few minutes what exactly I was eating. But systolic blood pressure, has come down from as much as 145, hypertension. And according to Dr. Michael Greger of Nutrition Facts, systolic blood pressure has been shown to be the single most important metric associated with mortality. You want to get this ideally under at 110 or less. From 144, I hit 110 first time last week, down another 2. Now, diastolic, this is where your blood pressure is when it's in a relaxed state, your heart's not contracting. This ideally is 70 or less. Still working on that, but mean arterial blood pressure, you want this under 100, ideally 83 or less. I am very close to it at 84, 85, and I was as high as 103. Pulse 68 with a resting pulse rate now of 63. So let me share with you an update. Remember, the National Institute of Health Body Weight Planner. So this lets you put in your weight, your sex, your age, your height. I set to be conservative, 1.4 is what they call complete sedentary. You basically do no exercise. I mean, you're going to the bathroom, walking around making food. So you can go ahead and set my goal weight, 168 pounds, BMI 21, 150 pounds by July 4th, 2024, 1 year anniversary of my plant-based weight loss journey. So the amount of the activity, basically for every 1 minute of exercise per day, is approximately 1% increase in physical activity. I'm conservatively planning to do at least 200 minutes of exercise per day. I might be able to get that up by an extra 30 minutes a day of cardio classes. Starting in February, I'm working with my trainer to make sure I can do it healthy. Well, let's take a look at how am I on track to lose that 150 pounds in 1 year. So let's go to expert mode. This is my favorite one. You can see all the various analytics. So right now, if I were eating 2,905 calories per day, I would be maintaining my weight. To reach my goal, 208 pounds, I need 2,520 calories per day. And then once I reach that goal, if I ate 3,300 calories per day, I'd be able to essentially maintain it. You can see how you'll gradually lose less weight over time, but this is how it would look. 13% body fat, 21 BMI, all healthy, normal weight. So am I on track? Let's take a look at what I am actually eating. So this week, as I just explained, it's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster. I did allow myself, instead of some junk food, I had this 48 ounces of Ripple cinnamon milk. It is a recipe that I created. I will be talking about this tomorrow in a recipe video. But pistachios, this has helped me really. Sleep has really improved. I'm up to 7 hours of sleep, 90% quality on Fitbit's rating, 8 pounds of apples, 6 pounds of tangerines, 1.5 pounds of red grapes, almost 8.5 pounds of watermelon. That's 24 pounds of fruit. And remember, my blood sugar is completely normal and doesn't go above 120, even when I am actually eating all this fruit. So I'm still working on eating down these chickpea and fava bean snacks. And of course, the soup is the basis. This is the superfood soup that is the basis of all of my nutrition. You can basically see here the protein is all over 100 grams. Fiber is absolutely insane. It's absolutely packed with nutrition. And I also had some cinnamon soy milk. I'm switching to this cinnamon pea milk from Ripple, and I'll explain why tomorrow. And I'm still working down these high fiber spinach wraps because I'm no longer eating the vegan Hot Pockets. The Blue Zone vegan Hot Pockets, all whole food, but I still have to eat these. So I'm eating 1 package a week, and lots of fiber water, which is essentially calorie free. All this calories is purely from the fiber. So looking at it, it's coming in at 18,307. If we look at the actual calories from the actual nutrients themselves, it's about 2767. So slightly higher, but I'm not worried about that because once I am complete in a few weeks of eating these snacks and these spinach wraps, that alone will basically cut out around 1,700 calories per day, which is basically what I would have to reduce. So I am on track. And what about the actual nutrition? Well, let's take a look first at the macros. 65 grams of fat, 5 grams of saturated fat. Remember, the American Heart Association recommends 13 grams or less. 128 grams of fiber. The government recommends 38. 156 grams of protein, 1.5 grams per kilo. And for my goal weight, 2.1. 1.6 to 2.2 recommended for anyone trying to put on muscle. So 60% carbs, 21% protein, 19% fat, and that fat is mostly from walnuts and pistachios. Remember the science-based magic of nuts. The more eat nuts every day, you'll live statistically 2 years longer and be much, much healthier. And if we take a look at the macros here, if we look at the sodium, slightly elevated on the sodium because of those chickpea snacks and those high fiber spinach wraps. Potassium, though, the anti-sodium, remember the government recommends ideally at least twice as much potassium as sodium per day. 8,800 versus 4,700 recommended. That is a potassium to sodium ratio of 3.4, 2,000 milligrams of calcium, 39 grams of milligrams of iron. But of course, non-heme iron, so I'm only absorbing what I need, as we've seen confirmed in my blood test. So overall, a great week on nutrition-wise, on track, lost 3.6 pounds. And next week, get under that pre-weight training weight. And now, of course, the weekly body shot, because I'm creating a montage at the end of these videos so you can watch me transform into Captain America over this 1-year transformation period. I can confirm that I absolutely feel amazing. For the first time in maybe 13 years, I actually feel good about my body. Not that I just like how it looks. I certainly, compared to where I was, I look great, much better, but I actually feel like an athlete. I feel vegan ultra, and that is the greatest feeling in the world. You know, when they say nothing tastes as good as fit feels, well, this is what they're talking about. And I still have 65 more pounds to go. I've never felt healthier. My lab tests have never been better. And this is all thanks to the science-based magic and nutrition-fueled sorcery of a Blue Zone vegan diet. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video to help other people find it on YouTube, and consider trying a Blue Zone vegan lifestyle yourself. It's helped me to lose 85 pounds in 20 weeks, becoming the healthiest, happiest version of myself, despite a lot of bad stuff happening this year. And it can help almost anyone become the Captain America version of themselves if you just give it a chance and are powered by plants.